And my next guest, I'm really excited. He is racing the mountain this year. He is an accomplished race car driver with an extensive background, and he's racing an S2000, no less, which, that gets me interested immediately. His name is Dai Yoshihara. Dai, welcome to Automotive ADHD.
Well, thanks for having me here, man.
Awesome.
It's great to be here.
I'm so glad to have you here. Really quick, just in case some of my listeners don't know who you are, can you give me a little bit of your background, where you come from, how you got into racing, how you got to being here?
Okay, so my name is Dai Yoshihara, and I'm from Japan. I've got a drifting championship in 2011 in Formula Drift.
Okay.
So that's my main motorsports back then, but I started to do more like a road racing, time attack, and then 2019 I started competing in Pikes Peak, and this is my 5th try for the Pikes Peak.
Wow.
And the first time using the S2000, so very excited about it.
Yeah, and when I was up there for some of the practice days, when you're flying by, you're going by fast. You're going quick. I'm going to say my S2000's not that fast.
Well, yeah, our S2000 is heavily modified. I will say it's one of the fastest S2000 in the States at the moment.
Really?
I think so.
Tell me a little bit about some of the modification on the car.
So it's got Voltex fully modified body kit, which is like it's a lot of downforce. Mm-hmm. But to overcome the downforce, we need the power. So it's a fully built AP2 engine.
Okay.
With the turbo.
Wow.
But it makes like 650 to the wheel, but it's ideally we need a little bit more, but it's a lot more than the normal S2000 does.
Yeah.
So those combo does well with the Yokohama tire slick. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
And you're getting it going up that mountain. Now, I've talked to a handful of drivers, and a lot of guys say, their goal for the event is just summit. I just want to make it to the summit.
Yes.
Is that what you think as well?
It is. It is what it is, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and from your perspective as a driver, what do you find, what's challenging about the mountain? You've got the elevation, you've got the frost heaves in the pavement, you've got all these things. What's it like from your perspective?
You just say that, but basically, the unique thing about Pikes Peak Hillclimb is you get only one chance in 1 year. You get to practice sections here and there, but you can do only one whole section one time of the year, right?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, there's a lot of different factors like weathers, temperatures, and sometimes we don't get to run the whole way, stuff like that. So there's nothing we can control.
Right.
But we still have to adapt our driving and the car setup towards to that, and then hope for the best. So I feel like you can never get perfect run, right? Like, if I try from now on to when I die, every year I come back, I don't think I feel like I get the best ever perfect lap.
Well, and that's probably what keeps you coming back for more.
Exactly.
Trying to get it every single time.
Exactly.
And tell me real quick about some of the preparation you and your team, Evasive Motorsports, has had to do to come up here. It's not just drive the car up the mountain. There's so much stuff, so many people involved.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, so basically the same as any like a truck racing and time attacks and stuff like that. Like you gotta get the car ready first, but it's really hard to mimic the Pikes Peak race because altitude, when you start to when you finish, the air is different and the weather is different, temp is different. So there's nothing we can mimic, but we try to mimic as much as we can. So we just go to the local track and then we do like a longevity testing on the engine, but the temperature difference and everything like that we can't mimic. So we just guessing and try to get the best out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And just kind of curious too, with your career coming into here doing Pikes Peak now, where do you see, say hypothetically you make that time up the mountain, you get it, where would you go, what's next? What's on your radar? What other things do you want to do?
Other than Pikes Peak?
Other than Pikes Peak, is like, how do you go bigger than Pikes Peak? Yeah.
It's a tough one, man. Like I'm still trying to figure out what can I do, right?
Right.
I'm already 45. I've done good drifting career. I've been doing some road racing these days, but it's not easy, especially learning from this age. But the Pikes Peaks it's like kind of special.
Yeah.
Like yeah, nothing like that, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm
You'll
sorry.
Figure it out when you get there, right?
Yeah.
Figure it out when
We'll
you
see.
get there.
We'll see. Yeah.
That's awesome. Dai Yoshihara is my guest. Dai, I want to thank you for joining me. You said you were from Japan. Can I try to say arigatou gozaimasu? Is that right?
Arigato for having me, man. Thank you.
Awesome.